Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to my channel. And listen, if what I'm saying resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share. And so today's conversation is about why I am no longer nodding. I want to say as a disclaimer, the young lady who I was working with, her name is G. She is just wonderful. She's special. She is a great loctician. Been locking for years and years and nodding for her own hair for at least 4 and others for 2. So what I'm getting ready to say does not reflect on G at all. But this is just my observation about my own hair. And my experience these past 3 years. Now, in November 18th will be exactly 3 years for me. And if I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to insert some pictures in so you can see some parts of my journey. But what I want to tell you is that I started nodding in April. Quite by, it wasn't a plan, but it was something I had been watching on YouTube. I was fascinated. I was enthralled. I wanted to find out more about it. And, I felt like this part of my hair was not too secure, and I said, maybe this will be something to help me not be so spacey on the top, that kind of thing. That was what I was saying. And so when my loctician, who I had been with for up until that point, so 2 years, 6 months, what have you, she decided that for whatever reason she couldn't do my hair in the time frame that my hair is normally done, which is so weird to me. I still wonder how all that happened. I believe it was divinely orchestrated so that I could move on. My first loctician was a trainee. She was a trainee, and I'm not a Sisterlock technician, so I think she did a great job. But I'm not a professional. And so when G came along, she saw that my hair was really not in good shape. But also, too, I want to say this, that I told G I wasn't worried about the grid. I didn't care about the grid. And my hair grew. It was great. But toward the end of that, like after that fourth retie, I felt like I just wasn't liking the way my hair felt. I think at the root was very bushy. I felt like, hairs were, even though there was no grid, I felt like there was, hair was growing, outside of the lock. And me, I think about things, I pray about things, I meditate on things. And the conclusion I came to was my hair wasn't growing fast enough to have reties every 6 weeks. And by the time 6 weeks came, the roots of my locks were very weak. Now, I know with knotted locks, some people have been able to go 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 20 weeks. But these people, I believe, and it's just my opinion, again, I'm not a professional, these people have a different grade of hair. All of their hair in that follicle grows together, and so that lady, like for instance, a lady who super glues her hair. When you look at, she has like 4 inches of new growth, right? 4 inches of new growth. But when you look at those strands, none of them are weak. None of them are broken. They're all together and they're all connected to that lock. That wasn't the case for me. My strands were not all connected to the lock. Never have been, even from the beginning. They were never all connected to the lock. And my opinion about it is that I just don't have that kind of hair. My hair grows curly, right? I mean, some people's hair grows wavy. My hair grows curly. My hair is fine. It doesn't look it. It might not be as fine as the girl next door, but in the on the hair scale, it is fine. It is cottony. Um, and so I don't have like all my strands when they are growing out of those follicles in that, say, that section or that square. They're not all growing at the same rate, and they're not all growing together, and they're not all locking into that lock. And it's the sister lock technique that brings all of those strands that are not growing into the base of that lock, into that lock. I hope I'm making sense. Again, I've watched a lot of videos. I've talked to a lot of people, and it's my journey. It doesn't have to be your journey, and it may not even resonate with you on some levels. But I have decided to stick with the Sister Lock community. Now, am I completely happy with the Sister Lock community? My nose is itching, you guys. Oops. Am I completely happy with the Sister Lock community? Absolutely not. Do I wish that my hair could sustain knotted locks? I could go 10, 12 weeks without having a retie? Yes, I do. Because I like knotted locks. I think they are a great alternative to sister locks, to micro locks, to any other locks. But I just don't think it's for everybody. I don't think anybody and everybody can do it. Melissa Blake kind of tells you anybody can do it. Tanisha Ali tells you anybody can do it. I just don't think that's the case. And I think you got to know your own hair to recognize that that might not be the case for you. It certainly is not the case for me, because I know the condition of my hair is 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, my hair, I'm in trouble. I can't go the 7th week without being afraid of losing a lock. So, I'm sticking with the Sister Lock community. I'm sticking with their method. I'm sticking with their grid. I'm sticking with whatever they putting down. Whatever they putting down, I'm sticking with it, because it's the way I started. Now, when G came along and my hair was in such bad shape, why was that? Let's talk about that for a second. I believe it was because I had a trainee. I believe because I didn't have enough. I believe because the trainee's trainer didn't look in enough on my hair. That's what I believe. Because I believe the trainee's trainer, who is a full-fledged loctician forever and ever and a day, knows all about this. Knows to spot problems. Knows to look for different situations, because she had done it before. But somehow or another, the trainee's trainer was no longer coming to look at my hair. And so it was just me and a trainee and these videos. And so, could my hair have been in better shape? I believe it could have been, and G did her very best to try to get it into that kind of shape. And she still believes that if I stuck with this process of knots, that it would have worked. And it was growing really rapidly. I think one of the reasons why it was growing so much is because I stopped taking my asthma medicine. It became extremely expensive, and I just decided to stop taking it and see what happens. And I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you, Jesus. So, that's where I'm at. Do I recommend knotted locks? Yeah, if you got that kind of hair. If you got that kind of hair where all your strands, when you, I'll give you an example. At the end of 6 weeks, right, or whatever, let's say 6 weeks. If all your strands are still together, right, even though you got a lot of new growth, but it all seems to be hanging on the same amount of follicles or strands that are coming out of the follicles, hey, that's you. Do it. But my hair don't grow like that. My hair grows at the end of 6 weeks. I can put my hand here at the root, and there's a bush. There is a bush. And you got to have enough hair to tie into a knot, because if you don't have enough hair to tie into a knot, you'll get a double knot. So 6 weeks is not enough time. It's just not. It's not enough time. And so I found a Sister Lock technician who's on the registry, and she did my last retie in September the 11th. I was happy with it. I'm happy with the way my hair looks. Yep. You know, thinking about putting some more brown color in it. I don't even know about that. I may just go with, and the reason why I wear these glasses, y'all, because y'all can see me, but now you guys are a little cloudy. But yeah, I love it. I love my hair. You know, I love my hair. I'm thankful for this journey that I've been on for the last 3 years. And did my hair always look like this? No. And I'm sure you guys who have been on this journey for 3 or 4 or 5 years would know exactly what I'm talking about. So anybody who's interested in getting knotted locks, no, you're not gonna look like this in the beginning. I mean, not knotted locks. I'm sorry, Sisterlocks. It's not gonna look like this. Um. So I just wanted to come in and share those few words with you. I do at some point plan on taking a class because I want to know more about Sisterlocks. I'm 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 more of a believer now. That I've stepped out. I've done some other things. Now I'm back. I'm more of a believer in Sisterlocks, and I, I just don't think they have the best representatives. There are some great ones. Don't get me wrong. There's some great representatives, but I don't think they um, some of their representatives are maybe not too great. And it's it's hard talking to them. It's hard dealing with them. It's hard getting a response. But the ones that are good, I think, are just, exceptional. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. And please make your comments, subscribe, and share. Um, but just as a recap, the reason why I'm not getting Sisterlocks anymore is because I don't believe I have the kind of hair that can sustain Sisterlocks. Sorry, y'all. The reason why I'm not getting knotted locks anymore is because I believe I don't have the kind of hair that will sustain knotted locks. I just don't believe I have that kind of hair. I don't have that grade of hair that all grows, all those hairs that come out of that follicle all grow together and holds that lock in place after 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't have that kind of hair. Because by the time I get to that, there's only 2 or 3 hairs left on in that root holding up that. Well, I think I'm exaggerating. Well, if I waited to 12 weeks, it'd be 2 or 3 hairs. But I think even at 6 or 7 weeks, we're talking about half of the hair in that follicle, in that square coming out of that follicle, is actually connected to that lock. Now, why is that? I don't know. That's where my hair grows. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have found another loctician. I'm grateful for all the locticians I've had in the past. I'm grateful for the journey I was on. I'm grateful for having the opportunity to try knotted locks. But let me get back. So yeah, my hair does, number one, my hair does not sustain not having a retie in 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever. I can't do that. And that's the main reason, because like if my hair only grows a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch in 4 or 5, 6 weeks, it's not enough hair to tie a knot. And what can happen is a double knot. And I have tied a double knot in my own hair. And you got to go through the process of picking it out and whatnot. And I just don't want to do that anymore. So yes, I have gone, I have seen, I have explored, and now I've made up my mind for now. It's my hair. I could change my mind, but for now, stay right with the Sisterlocks. I like the fact that the Sisterlock tool does not, it's a narrow tip, so it doesn't actually go through the entire lock, but it pulls the hair through. Whereas a crocheting needle goes through the entire lock, and even though it has a thin neck, it does have that smaller tip, and it does pull the hair through, but it's a different kind of pull. It's a different kind of pull. I mean, it's just as simple as that. But yeah, this is where I'm at, guys. So listen, I'm signing out. I don't even know. I'm not into styling, so I don't know how much more I'm gonna be able to talk about these Sisterlocks, because I'm really not into styling. I did roll the hair up a couple of days ago because I like the way it looks after the curls start to fall. I think it just has body. You just get body. It's just not. I don't like it flat. I could have a full face, and I don't like my hair flat. I like that. Have a little lift to it. And I don't use any products. I don't use mousse. I don't use sprays or anything like that. Um, and I don't judge people who do. I just don't think that those kinds of things are good for my hair. So, with that being said, guys, I'm putting my glasses back on and I'm signing out. And I'm saying thank you for listening. And not just listening, but supporting. And thank you for not judging. And so for people, let me just say this too. For people who have Sisterlocks, who were following me and thought that thought that knotted locks would be the answer to your prayer because you were balding at the top. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. It's your hair. You got to figure it out. But what I do want to say, just balding at the top, I do believe that knotted locks is going to help people who are balding at the top. But people who are balding at the top after being Sisterlocked for years and years and years, it's got to be a technician thing or a medical thing. It's either something happening with you medically, or you don't have a good technician, or you don't have a technician as good as you thought they were. And in any case, you got to figure that out. You've got to explore it. And here's another thing too: you got to have a backup. You don't want to be married to anybody. You don't want to be held hostage by anybody. This is supposed to be a journey of freedom and not bondage. And if you feel like, if I can't go to this loctician, I can't go to anybody, you shouldn't have to feel that way. You should not have to feel that way. This hairstyle is liberating, and you should feel liberated by it. And I think that's another downfall of the Sisterlock community. This exclusivity. They're not inclusive. They're very exclusive. And sometimes they're exclusive to their own hurt. But with that being said, guys, this is all my opinion. I ain't got to be right. I like to say that. I don't know if I've said that in the past, but I really do believe it. I don't have to be right. And if there's anything you want to share with me, anything you want to school me on, anything you want to tell me, I want to hear it. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to sign out now. And I wish you all the very, very best.